Right away, I'll be introducing my lead paper presenter in person of Dr. Francis Oludare Obisheso. I believe he's on ground. Dr. Obisheso, are you here, please? Oh, please unmute his mic so that he can talk to us before I read his profile.
Hello, good morning. You're well done. I'm on with you.
Good morning, sir. We are glad to have you here. So I come up with your profile right away. Profile of Dr. Francis Oludare Obisheson. Dr. Francis Oludare Obisheson is a native of Ibadan, Oyo State. He holds a Bachelor of Science degree in Banking and Finance, second class upper division from Ogun State University, Agoiwoye, which is now known as Olabisi Onabanjo University. He currently holds an HND in Accountancy for credit from Akwa Ibom State Polytechnic, Ikodo-Sura, Ikodo-Pen. He obtains his MSc in Finance degree from University of Calabar and holds a PhD degree in accounting from California University, Los Angeles, USA. He equally holds a PhD in management finance option from Ladoke Akintola University of Technology in Ogbomoso, Nigeria. Dr. Obisheson is a seasoned academic facilitator, he is a researcher, is a finance analyst, is a financial and management expert and public discussant on televisions and radio, especially on finance and economic matters. His research interest is in finance and corporate governance. He has more than 30 academic publications to his credit and still counting. He's also a publisher, having 13 books of different titles to his credit in all areas of banking and finance and management. At various times in the past, Dr. Francis Obisheson attended several courses, workshops, and seminars in the areas of finance and management, including the Train the Trainer course. He has more than 40 position papers to his credit while acting as facilitator in open and implant courses as consultant. Specifically, he had consulted for Union Bank PLC, Unity Bank PLC, Central Bank of Nigeria, apart from courses organized by his own consulting outfit, that is, Dares Consult and Associates. Dr. Francis Oludare Obisheson is a chartered banker, that is a fellow of the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria with a practice license, seal of the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria, CIBN, to carry out financial and management consulting. He is a financial management consultant par excellence. He is a fellow of the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria, an association of National Accountants of Nigeria, CNA, an associate member of the Institute of Secretaries and Administrators, ACIS, a full member, Nigeria Institute of Management, that is a chartered member, and an associate member of Institute of Training and Development, and an associate fellow of the Institute of Operations Research of Nigeria, NIFON, and a number of other reputable professional bodies. He is equally a member of the Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria. He is happily married, children. I thereby welcome Dr. Francis Oludare Obisheson on board. You are highly welcome, sir. Wow, you have a very beautiful profile. Just like I told Professor Ike, when I grow up, I want to be like you, sir. You are highly welcome. When you're talking about finance, talking about economic challenges, I always remember what he used to say on comatose economy. Nigeria is in comatose economy. So anytime he called upon to come and talk about that, in fact, they always give him credit, and I learned so much from him. And I must confess, my academic development, is to his credit as well. So we appreciate you, sir, and we hope to rest on your giant once again, on you as a giant once again. Dr. Francis Oludare Obisheson, you are welcome on board. Thank you very much, sir.
Well, I thank you so very much for that introduction. And as I used to say, to God alone be all the glory. Thank God for everything, even for the gift of life. Well, let me start by saying that myself and Professor Ige might not have physically met, but I know him quite well from his academic works that I've seen. So I pray that God will continue to be with us. I listened to some part of his presentation, and that will made me to make some a little bit of adjustment to my presentation, so that we will not be doing exactly the same thing. Well, I appreciate Professor Ige. Welcome again, even as I'm welcoming myself. Well, the title of the let me appreciate even the organizers too. So there are so many qualified people all over the place, but God decided to pick on me. I appreciate you, and God be with you. But the title of the conference is Apply Knowledge for Economic and Inclusive Prosperity. And I listened to a few parts of Prof's presentation, and as a result, I'll just go into some areas that are not specifically handled by Prof. We start from the beginning of the paper, just like the moderator said, that I used to mention that the economy is comatose. Yes, I am still of the same opinion that especially Nigeria's economy is a comatose one. And everybody knows the meaning of a comatose. Even if you don't know the meaning of comatose, we know if we say something is in coma, somebody that is expressed to be in coma might not be the best of person enjoying the health. So that is the type of economy that we run in Nigeria. And not Nigeria alone, but at least Nigeria is a base, and we have to restrict ourselves in some instances to what happens in our own base. So the global economy generally is increasingly volatile, highly responsive to things around them, unlike before. Say also that the financial atmosphere, give me slide 2, please. The financial atmosphere witnessed a worrisome level with the global economic meltdown of 2008, and also the COVID-19 pandemic. Incidentally, some of us were warning the people to be careful of what happened in 2008. Unfortunately, because of our reactionary management, we allowed the thing to hit us. But thank God that we are getting out of it gradually. As we are getting out of the economic meltdown, global economic meltdown of 2008, we also met with another challenge of COVID-19 pandemic. Then, because of the fact that we don't have the luxury of time to do justice to this presentation, I will just pick a few ones. I'm told that I have 15 minutes, and the little I can say within 15 minutes, that's what I will restrict myself to do. Then I said, adverse financial system in the country has a contagion effect on the global economy. I used to look at the economy of a nation as a subset of the world economy. If something adverse is happening in a particular country, the chances are high that it will affect some other country. See what happened in 2008. The global meltdown started in America. And before we knew it went through all the nations of the earth. That's what can happen when it is not so well with the economy of a nation, especially the one that have influence, influence on other economy. So that is the reason why, as professionals, we must be able to know how to handle the goings on in the economy. So the global economy has been surprisingly resilient. I said that program, the nation is passing through a trying time. The nation is passing through a trying time. So despite all the policy put in place by the central bank, then the recovery of Nigerian economy is still far from being in sight. I remember one of my moderators on one of my live programs asked a question about the chances of the success of all this policy. I said, given all the antecedents that we had that time, that the economy may not respond to all this policy being rolled out by the central bank that time. That's a little bit of carelessness on the part of central bank, not in 2023 or 2014, but right back from the 1980s, especially when it comes to the area of foreign exchange. I was part of a few people that were just warning the central bank, I think around 1989. Although my voice was very little, nobody considered my voice, but it doesn't matter. Everybody is seeing it now. So many things happened in the economy that led the economy of Nigeria to be a comatose one. And there is need for us to turn around the situation. The interest rate that was increased, interest rate increase on its own cannot do the magic. There are so many other things that can be brought together. Just because of the fact that there is no more time for me, then let me move to another one: insecurity and insurgence that included kidnapping and battery. They can have assumed something that now looks like as a normal trend, like the new norm in code. So all these things affect our economy, and if that's not taken, they still continue to affect the economy. There are some of cankerworm, that is, even so many things, high interest rate, even these job insecurity, all these disturbances, communal disturbances, all these things have proved to be problematic on the country, on our country. All these cankerworms can call for respective government urgent and proactive remedy for a vibrant, sustainable, and a country that has full prosperity. Then I ask a question: how did we get here in the first instance? How did we get to where we are in the first instance? I looked at the activity of the colonial imperialists. They did their own. That's why I never agree that they are my colonial masters. They are never my colonial masters. They are colonial imperialists. As far as I'm concerned, they are colonial imperialists. They did their own to distort the economy of Nigeria, even starting from the West African Currency Board, the introduction of First Bank, all these things that came up, and the Siphoning Fund from Nigeria to their own shore. We are not going to look at that area now. Another one that brought us to where we are now is many years of military rule in Nigeria. Military is not created to be rulers. They are to defend the territorial integrity of a nation. Anyway, they came and they went. I hope they will not come again. Then corruption and unfocused civilian administration. That's another area that brought us to where we are now. Then corrupt and semi-public office holders and the syndrome of national cake. An average public office holder believe that if there's anything that is a common wealth of Nigeria, just grab as much as you can grab. Even if his neighbor did not have any other thing, it's not their concern. All these things are what brought us to the level we currently have. Mismanaged national economy. I'm talking of financial indiscipline and recklessness at all levels of government. These are part of what brought us to where we are now. Government policy inconsistencies and somersaults. Government policy inconsistency and somersaults. These are what are added together to bring us to where we are. For example, there was a time And the government, the central bank says we want to go on that is a low money economy. That is, they call it a name which I refuse to. They call it cashless economy. I argued against it that time. If it is spelled cash-less, I can agree with them, because I've never seen an economy that is totally cashless. The way they have written that particular. Anyway, we saw what happened. They said there is cashless policy, and at the same time, they are trying to increase the higher denomination of currency. What a funny policy! You say you want to reduce the money, you want to reduce the money that somebody can take, and at the same time, you have the policy that you want to increase the denomination of naira to 2,000 naira, 5,000 naira that time. Myself and some other people fought against it, and we are still fighting against it. So the new currency never saw the light of day. See what is currently happening in the area of a policy somersault. The government still say under the cashless policy of a thing. They said that they want all the money to transfer. To pass through the banking system. See another thing that we are talking about now. If we are encouraging our people to have banking habit, the concept of cyber security that we are talking about now is another policy somersault. It's another policy somersault. What are the features of that cyber security? Whatever, whether cyber security, whether levy or whatever is that, it is to discourage bringing in money or any of this electronic transfer. If we are now talking about charging electronic transfers, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? So we say you don't want people to put money in their to be their own banker, and at the same time you are saying that if you pass money through this banking system, you still be charged. That's another policy somersault. Sorry, I don't have much time to exchange. To explain more. Other ones is that we have the challenges in every sector of the economy. I raised a fundamental in one of my programs during one of these live television programs. Okay, when you call professionals to come and attend to one issue or the other, the issue now is every of these professionals will always be talking of there's a problem in my sector. There's a problem in my sector. And I ask a question: do we have a sector of our economy that is ill and heavy? No, which means we have a lot of work to do as a people to get ourselves together. Just like Prof. mentioned, I will not do more here as he has said. It will not be a decision of idea. Here that one always be different and that doesn't appeal. So if the rest can to have, it's like, oh, why not? You may have it and share it. I won't go because I asked the question: what is the difference between or the interrelationship between knowledge and skill? And I have Prof doing some work on that one. Let me move to the Nigeria economic and financial system. You can give me slide 7. The Nigeria economic and financial system. For us to be able to understand why we are here and what we are doing in this conference, we need to know where we started from. Nigeria economy is divided into the real sector and the financial sector of Nigerian financial system. The real sectors comprise of the agricultural sector, the manufacturing, the production, the education is there, other related services are there. Also, I classified the upstream and downstream sectors of the economy and the attendant onshore-offshore dichotomy, which was nicknamed resource control, courtesy of late Bola Ige. Late Bola Ige was handling something like that before death came calling for him. We also need to look at another area, that's the problem associated with the petrol subsidy removal. And if he has not taken the same challenge we see occur in the electricity subsidy removal. according to the government. These are things that call for caution. Then when they are talking of financial sector, we say real sector, we have mentioned a little bit of the players in the real sector. Now the financial sector. Financial sector is composed of the banks and non-bank financial intermediaries. And they include insurance company, assurance services, finance houses, discount houses, and all what have of. All these things put together make up what we call the Nigerian economic system. Then what are we talking about? Economic prosperity. When we say there is prosperity, everybody will know that the life of abundance is part of the life that person is living. For example, if somebody say I'm enjoying prosperity, that is, he looks around him, he saw that it's not lacking anything, or it's not lacking so many things. While prosperity is the traditional concern of finance and economic practitioners, the inclusive modifier demands both that we consider the whole distribution outcome, not simply the average. And we consider prosperity broadly, including non-peculiar resources. I think Prof mentioned a little bit of this. And I came after that talking about economic prosperity. The first one I will look at is what are the material prosperity. Then we are now looking at economic prosperity. Is the function of human and material infrastructural input engendering economic growth and development. I think we are picking something. We are picking something on that area. So in order not to consume my time only on introduction, I just want us to look at some other areas that Prof wouldn't have dealt so much with. I had Prof talking about the pillars and all this. But now, what I want us to now do is to concentrate of what we can do, to improve the lot of this economy, as well as other economy that rest or that rely on us. Priorities of this include improving macroeconomic conditions to maintain growth, finding transparent mechanism. That a lot of shady things are happening in this country. So, and we know that with total change of attitude, things will still come back normal. I talk about transformational investment policies. I talk about changing the economic trajectory of Nigeria. That is, we have seen that some things are not okay. They are not right. Then let us change from that method. And that's why I used to tell the government that they are only reactionary managers. They are supposed to be proactive managers, but they are reactionary managers. What do I mean by that? They only act only when something has happened. They cannot see that as, okay, what can we do to prevent certain things from happening? That's a major challenge in Nigeria. And that is why I said that we have to change the trajectory of Nigerian policies. And I know that with a concerted effort, then we achieve it. Then other investments in other areas must be not just petroleum. Sometimes ago, many years ago, I was just shouting about the evil of having a monoproduct economy just like Nigeria. Nigeria has a monoproduct economy. And what do I mean by monoproduct? We rely only on petrol. Now that we are facing what we are facing under petrol, can we now go back to where we are supposed to go? I mean, it would not be easy for us to go. I remember those good years where the West handling the cocoa, when the North, the groundnut, pyramid is still there. When you are talking of East, we are talking of the oil. Why is it that the oil is what all the country is trying to kill themselves for? There are so many other mineral resources that we have not extracted. There are so many business opportunities, so many things that can give us value, even more than oil, that we didn't do. That because we rely on the fact that oil is coming and nothing can happen to the oil. Well, I'm trying to see if I'm trying to cover a few areas that I didn't actually get from President, so that we don't duplicate ourselves. I think partnership between public and private sector, where we have a little bit of it under the policy of PPP. I know that the government is moving that, but it's not a big problem for the Nigeria to start something. It is, in fact, an Herculean task for Nigeria to continue that particular thing. I hope they will be able to consider improving that particular thing. Then I noticed something that sometimes around 2016 to 2020, during the administration of the immediate past CBN governor, the economy, for the first time in history, the economy did not get to recession for the first time during his tenure, but it was during his tenure that the economy went to recession 2 consecutive times. In fact, it's only God that saved us. The thing would have gone into recession for the 3rd time. You know, when the GDP is negative for the first time, negative second time, then the next one, if it's negative again, then that's a recession. So we only managed to get out of that recession as at that time. Then what can we now do? What can we now do as a way forward? And as the economy continues to recover from external prospective plan, I think the president mentioned the 2050 agenda. I believe that the government will be able to pursue that to a logical conclusion. I mean, I believe if they can do that one, it is designed to transform the country into an upper middle country by the year 2050. So many things, and that's part of what the new central bank governor, Kudoso, meant when he was proposing an increase to the share capital of banks. And also, I want the Nigerian government to come back to the yearly preparation of development plans. Many decades ago, we have been preparing development plans, but of reason, even if we prepare it, to apply. I want us to look into one. And let me now see the conclusion of the whole matter, just like one chapter of the Bible says, all stakeholders must see the matter of economic recovery as a joint responsibility, and as such, different sectors must do their own part as stakeholders. Everyone is a stakeholder, even the artisan, even the professional, even whatever we say, even the accountant, even the insurance practitioner, even the actuarian. Everyone must work together, even to improve the lot of Nigeria as stakeholders. As I focus on proactive governance must be the watchword now, not the one that be using policy inconsistency and somersault. I've mentioned that one before. Insecurity, insurgency, kidnapping in the land to be seriously addressed by the government. These are the things that we can do to actually have an inclusive prosperity in Nigeria. Cybercrime and cybersecurity to be seriously addressed. And I want every one of us under the sound of my voice to try as much as possible to read through that Cybersecurity Act of 2015. It's not the 2024 that is the model act. It is 2015 that is model act. That is Cybersecurity Act 2015 is the first one. But because of technical irregularity that we had there, it has not seen the light of the day. Even the 2024, the revision of 2024, which comprised mainly of amendment to 2015, they were not seriously addressed. But I expect the government, and I recommend in one live TV program that the government must still subject that 2050 to further scrutiny. For example, an average person, even if you are using your computer carelessly, you don't mean it, you can be charged under the cyber security law, because one of the aspects of the law says that when anybody that does his computer in such a way that is covering his arm, is covering his head, is liable of a crime. Then an average person, how will you know when he's getting to certain area? And I said it on that program that the people that the act is supposed to catch, you cannot catch them because they have a way of advancing their own illegal technology to avoid being caught. I know God will help us. So let us be careful. Let every one of us, under the sound of my voice, have a copy of that thing. If we cannot get a copy, download a copy, read the 2015 Act, and you see that a lot of responsibility is on us as citizens. The poverty level and outrageous inflation rate must be drastically reduced by making appropriate policy to douse the tension in the land. You know, the food inflation rate is now around 36%. The general inflation rate is around 33, maybe 32.8 or so percent. Not 33%. It's an anatomy. If I can just refer to it like that. So relevant policy must be put in place to reduce all those ones. They recognize and build new and enduring framework, developmental framework, expand education and research, including training and retraining of personnel. They have talked about PPP, including the public procurement, creating incentive for funding and investment. That's under what we call the foreign direct investment. That's what under foreign direct investment. Under this policy inconsistency, how will investors be able to come to Nigeria when they know that we pay 0.05% of what is coming in to their account? They will know that they will pay it to the government. So these are policy somersault that I'm talking about. Then we should have professional ethics and accountability in place. Building a more resilient and inclusive economy must be an inclusive economy, not only certain type of people will be part of the system. Corruption, nepotism, governmentalism, and religion intolerance to be jettison. These are the things that can help us to achieve the inclusive prosperity that we are talking about. Once again, I appreciate the organizers of this program. I appreciate them that they have counted me worthy to be part of this conference. I appreciate them, and I pray for every one of us so that we shall have a peaceful and enjoyable conference. Thank you so very much for your patience. God bless you.
Wow. That's a beautiful one. Thank you very much, sir. We are not actually expecting less. We know that you do justice
You're welcome.
To anything, finance, economic development, and all. Thank you very much. We are really benefited. And he said something. He said, everybody, amen, sir. Everybody is a stakeholder. Peradventure, you are in agri field, you are in architecture, you are in economic field, finance field, you are in pharmacy, you are everywhere. There's a way, there's a gap you can fill. There's a way that we can harness our resources what we have to improve this economy. And when he was talking about inflation rates, I was thinking, I'm a psychologist. He was talking about poverty level. He was talking about so many. So I was like, okay, ask a psychologist. Now, make a way out of this. How can I decrease poverty level? Do you know that there are so many things that contribute to poverty level in Nigeria? Ignorance is one of it. When somebody is at and the person is at work, how will that person be productive? And how will that organization meet the target? Or peradventure, I'm an entrepreneur and I'm not feeling fine, and I do not seek professional counsel or professional help. How will I be able to maximize my knowledge or everything I have to give production or services to the world. I think this can, if we are able to use our knowledge and practicalize it in every field, I think there will be economic development. But by the time psychologists are out to do their jobs, even sociologists, even our Greek, if you do so many things, if you educate people, those of us are in education, if you educate so many people going to agree issue, although we are limited and constrained by the issue of insurgency and all, but there's a way we do it now. I learned that even in your room, you can produce some crops. I know we have some agricultural experts here that are going to enlighten us on this. So there are so many things we can do to actually help our economy, and it will aid the economic prosperity. When you are hearing prosperity, some of you say this is biblical. No, it's a general term that is used. That how do we progress? How do we make it in our economy? And as he said, and as Professor said too, we are not just going to have this conference as just usual one, but everything discussed there will be published. And all our results will also be collated and be directed towards the proper quarters so that implementation will take place. Thank you very much once again.
Thank you very much. God bless you.
Since we've lost our hosts, please let's be patient. Welcome back.
I'm so sorry. Yes. I think, and this is Abuja. This network is so frustrating, man. Abuja, the capital of Nigeria. So these are part of what we are saying. If you are in that sector, please look for a way out so that we can improve our Nigerian economy. Thank you very much. So we welcome questions right away before we move into panel on parallel sessions. We are not going to have a breakout rooms because we have limited representatives around. So let's welcome your questions. Questions, please. Okay, if we have none on ground, I want to ask this question, and it's over to the professor. You are talking about inflation rate, and the poverty level in Nigeria. Considering the different professions that we have there, you know, this is applied knowledge. It applies to every field, be it agri, be it medical line, be it pharmacy, be it psychology, sociology, management sciences, social sciences. So how do we help our economy? I want you to throw more light on this so that everybody here will know that, okay, this is what I can do to actually improve the development of Nigerian economy. Thank you very much, sir. I hope Dr. Chesa is still here.
The moderator, who would want to answer that question?
It's you, sir. The question is directed to you. Everybody, everybody that's represented here, we are of different professions. We have accountant, we have economists, we have agriculturists, we have architecture, we have many people here. So how because this inflation rate is actually affecting everybody, how do you think, maybe just in a line, although you have mentioned that everybody is a stakeholder, we should look for out and do. How do you think we can actually improve our economy as a whole, based on different professions that we are into? Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. If I got the question right, then you are asked of the inflation.
Sir, we cannot hear you. You can move away from that place. We can't hear you. Your network is somehow hanging. Okay.
Now,
Okay.
let me address that question broadly. The inflation rate we are talking about, everyone that's contributed to it, we may not want to either ignorantly or intentionally or whatever. Although we have the government at the apogee of power to be in control of that inflation rate. For example, in my last television program, very recently, I gave another definition of another type of inflation that we can have. We have had much of demand pull inflation. We have heard of cost push inflation. We have heard of maybe imported inflation. And I added another one to it on my live program that time. I said government inflicted inflation. Government inflicted inflation is another form of inflation. Now, let's look at the current fuel scarcity. The thing has improvised some people and has enriched some people. Now, the transporters now, let's start from that. They say, okay, because of the fuel scarcity, what will cost 200 naira is now 300 naira. By the time the 300 naira is still 300 naira. So government have inflicted another inflation. I believe that create that inflation. Now, I've told you why government create that inflation. Now, the transporters create their own inflation. The marketers create their own inflation under the name of and I challenge somebody on the money. Those people, those transporters that are saying that we bought our fare at 950, whereas we have some major marketers selling it at 5 something, 600. You discover that most of these transporters that they say they buy at 950, they actually buy at 580. See, the problem is everybody is creating problem for this country. I think I've handled a little bit of your question in that area. Everybody, it will be surprising that somebody will say, how did I contribute? Even the landlord will do his own. Even the condiment sellers will do his own. So that's why I said that everybody creates problems. Now, the second part of the question,
thank you.
How can we improve the economy? Let us use the integrity of our profession to do that which is right. Let's do the integrity, like to the glory of God, I belong to so many professional bodies. Let me use all the knowledge I learned there. Integrity is there. Honesty is there. Maturity is there. So many things there. I challenge all the professionals that are attending and those people that will have a copy of this recording to go back to the scoreboard. What can I do to my country? Not only what will my country do to me. Something happened a few years ago. I won't mention country. I don't mention countries online, so I will not be promoting that country. There was these kidnappers. They kidnapped a foreign national, and it got to their home that they have kidnapped their national. So it is surprising that the dreaded bush that Nigeria say we cannot get to, the home country just said just get a rescue team. They went to that bush, they picked their residents, and they went. What is wrong with us as a people? I'm sorry if I've hit Nigeria below the belt. We are saying that it's a dreaded forest that we cannot go to. Then a foreign national was kidnapped, and right in that bush, the government of that country, when they pick their citizens and go back, they pick the person on earth. What is wrong with us? Thank you very much for your understanding.
Thank you very much. I know you are going to do a lot of justice to that. I believe every one of us has had that. Wherever we are, there's a way we look at this country without necessarily putting on pressure on other people. Like me, I'm a psychotherapist. If somebody should come to me and I want to charge an exorbitant price or fee, you know, it is too much. When we know that, okay, the economy we have is not actually pleasant and it's not favorable already. So everywhere we are, if you are an entrepreneur, if you are selling something, or you are in academics, you are doing all manner of things and you're a professional, ensure that you are not contributing or adding to the problem of this economy, which will invariably lead to inflation later. Thank you very much, sir.